Hello and welcome to my series on how to draw iconic rock stars. Before we start, of course, if you could subscribe, that would be fabulous. Thank you very much. And also, ring that little bell icon if you want to know what's coming up next. Okay, well, the iconic rock star today is Elton John. Now, Elton John is very famous for all the different types of weird and wonderful pairs of glasses that he had. This particular drawing, I'm going to be showing him in a pair of glasses that look very like aviator sunglasses, only on steroids, you know. So we'll start off at the top here and have a nice long line like that coming across the forehead. And as you come to the end of the glasses, the corner, you curve turn like that. And on this side too, they would curve up like that and come down and then go straight across like that. And the same on this side too. You see that aviator glasses shape like that? And it comes up and a straight line like that over the bridge of the nose there. And double that up. And then we'll double this line up as well. But just take it so far because in the center we have a kind of triangular shape coming down like that. Okay, so we'll double that up again. And we'll bring the edge of the glasses coming around like that. That's a straight line. And carving around. And then on this side going up here. Double that coming around. Slightly thicker as you come across here. And then narrower again, then follow that line up. So you get to that straight line there. So there are the glasses shape. Okay, now let's go into the middle and we'll draw the eyes. Now quite expressive eyes, so we start fairly close to that line there. And we do a curve like that. Quite a lot of eyelashes. And then a slightly deeper curve coming up to a point there. And we'll get his pupil filling that space more or less like that. The other eye starts fairly near this part, comes in about here, and fairly wide slope like that, and a slightly flatter line along the bottom. He's looking out at you like that, and we have the line of the eyelid above there on both sides. And just in about here, I can see his eyebrows. Again, quite thick, come across like that. Very short here because this is when you see the side of his face appearing. Coming in there, and then going out toward the cheekbone there, which continues below the glasses there. And his forehead slopes up like that. Okay, let's move to the other eyebrow now. A little bit of hairiness between the eyebrows here. And this one starts like that, and just past this line here, it starts to curve down sharply like that. Okay, and now the nose is fairly short, squat, and has the center of the nose comes in about here, that sort of shape. And as we're looking up slightly, you can see the nostrils, small but actually quite deep, like that. And then you get the side of them coming in like that. Okay, and below that we have the mouth. So for that distance there, and there's a nice curve coming in like that, coming down to there. And on this side, it kind of curves back up again. There's that sort of shape there. And this side, just very slightly, you get that kind of angle. And then we have a line coming down fairly sharply, then going up, and almost following that line there. That's because we're looking up from underneath. And we get that nice curve there, a little bit of a crinkle, and a suggestion of his bottom lip. And then, of course, we have the famous gap in the teeth at the front here, that gap there. And you'll see top of the tooth coming in about there. and the next one coming in about there, and the next one slightly lower, and same with that one, and another one disappearing in there, okay, and a line below the eyes here. Now up to the top of the head, and quite high forehead, so this line comes down like that to about here, and his hair starts to come in. You'll see it disappearing behind the glasses there, going back out again, down to his sideburns, quite long, and back to the top of the head again. We have his hair kind of almost quite windswept, you know. It's quite fine hair about this stage, and you get this kind of slight halo hair coming around like that, coming down the side. And then there's a light gap, and a couple of stray hairs, and then the side of his hair coming out behind his glasses there, down to his ears. One ear appears there. Okay, the other ear appears taking a line across here about there, like that. Maybe a line there. And as we're looking up from underneath, the chin appears very large. So there's quite a distance from there to there. But the actual shading of the chin comes in about here. So we get that kind of shape there. And then his neck appears about here. And behind his ears, we have the continuation of his hair coming down here. And also here, little tendrils coming out. And then of course he's looking to the side, so we have his shoulders appearing like that. And being Elton John, of course, that's quite an outrageous costume, so he has kind of little furry balls on the costume, little pom-poms like that, along the edge. We have a collar there. And it's a striped costume. And the top part is black. This kind of stripe here will be black. Coming up like that, another light bit. And this will be a yellow bit down here. And on the edge of the yellow bit, of course, there are more of the outrageous pom-poms. One there, one there. And then as that comes in across there, we have some more appearing down there. I'll just sketch that in later. But that's the basic kind of shape of Elton. Top lip, still to put in yet. Goes in like that. Okay, and as these are tinted glasses, oh, forgot to put the side bar in here, it goes behind his hair there. There'll be a lot of dark shading in there. So I'll do that once I start to put in some more of the detail. Okay, right, so let's start shading up here and put the eyebrows in first. Again, you can use your pencil to shade in the direction that the hair would be lying, like that. Nice and thick hair, or you can use kind of circular shading like that. It's up to you. Okay, let's back to the eyes now. And again, fairly dark over the top, because his eyelashes are fairly thick, and accentuate that line there. And then a bit of darkness in here coming across, and fill in that pupil shape, like that. Okay, the same with this one here. Quite dark coming in here, and this dark bit underneath, with dark pupil shape coming in here, and a bit of shading underneath there. Okay, now what we can start to do now is to put some shading, put the tint in, if you like, of the glass itself. Okay, so here and here and here will be a lot darker than the rest of it. So let me put that in and I'll show you. So we'll start off with here, right across the eye, and then down the side. The light will be catching the side of his face. So bring your shading right across here, down like that, and then a bit of shadow of this leg of the glasses coming in. So we're just kind of seeing his eye no more, like that. Okay, so I'm going to do the same here and here. Okay, I'm just finishing off the shading on this side. And let's move up to the hair now. And as I said, it's fairly fine. So the light which is coming in this side is catching the top. So what I want to do is draw a kind of line parallel to the outside edge, like that, coming right around, almost like a little halo down that side. And then at the bottom part of the hair, shaded in fairly dark, up from the hairline. Again, you can use your pencil lines following the way the hair is lying. But as you got to this part here, take the weight off and just shade it in so you get that tonal contrast there, like that. You can do that all the way around. And as you go, of course, you can use a pointy pencil to just pick out little kind of hair shapes, like that. Okay, so I'll do that and I'll catch up with you when I've done it. Okay, I'm just finishing off the hair now, and these long sideburns in. And again, you can use sketchy lines like that while you're shading. And of course the hair comes down below his ears here. So we have that kind of shape there, little curls, tendrils of hair coming in there. Then just fill that shape in like that very quickly. Okay, now we're going to move up to the nose and the mouth. Oops, forgot this bit over here. There's another bit of hair coming down on this side, behind that ear. There, like that, okay. Now, the nose. Again, as I said, it's a kind of slightly short, squat nose. For that, by the way, I had a bit of shading up here, around the bridge of the nose, underneath these parts of the glasses coming down. And then just here, there's a nice deep bit of shading at the side of the nostril. And a bit of shadow appearing there. And same with that bit there, a bit of shadow under that part. And the glasses coming up to join that. Now, the front of the nose has a little kind of dark shape in the centre. And then that part there will be shaded. So you get that coming around there. And then, as I said, get the nostrils in, quite dark. Bring that line around a bit more there, a bit more shading underneath. And of course, the lines coming down from the side of his nose around his mouth. Like that. And one here. And to the mouth. Alright, a bit of shading under the top lip just now. Get that nice shape coming up there. A bit heavier there. Coming down to this side. And then just outline the top lip very lightly, not too much. Coming down like that. Bit of shading in there too. And then down to this nice gap here. A bit heavy in the centre, but lighter as you got to the gum shape. There, like that. And a bit more shading around here on the top of the gums. And then, of course, very deep shading between the two front teeth there, like that. And as you come down to the corner here, this nice curve here, very dark in here. And take the weight off as you come up to the teeth. And the same with this shape here, nice dark shape there. Like that. Perhaps a bit more light on this side. I'll take that out actually. There'll be a bit too much shading in there. That's right, only comes to about here. You can see that tooth there. Right, a bit more line across there. And a bit of shading underneath the bottom lip. You get a kind of square shape there because his chin is round, like an oblong shape there. So we get a bit of shadow appearing just at the top of the curve there, just a bit there, like that, and then under here, quite dark, and a shape, a semicircular shape coming out into his chin there. And you color that line up slightly, not too much. Bring it down a bit more, and a bit more shading in here. And you catch the shading underneath his chin there, which fills in, I'll show you the shape, comes down to there, comes up there, and the lighter bit there. So I'm going to shade that in, I'll catch up here later. Alright, I shaded that bit in now, and let's draw these fluffy little pom-poms. You can do a wiggly line if you like, or just a straight line. It's up to you. I want to make this bit quite sketchy, you know, quite loose. So this part here, as I said, is black. A pom-pom here. Put a bit of shading in underneath the pom-poms if you like that. Let's get the shape. Again, you can use kind of circular shading like that. So this bit's very dark, and over the shoulder, and there's another dark bit down here, and there are more pom-poms, which I'll sketch in very, very lightly, like that. Okay, so that bit's dark, and what we have down here are the kind of wrinkles that you can see on the light part. I come down and kind of do that kind of thing on the back. Okay, so I'll just shade this in black, again, just using sketchy lines like this. Okay, so we'll fill that bit in, coming down along here, and that bit there, and a little touch there, and let's see how that looks. Okay, I'm just finishing off sketching in his costume here. So, hope it gives a good idea of one of Elton John's extravagant incarnations. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you can join me again for another tutorial. But in the meantime, of course, all the best, and happy drawing.